Ladies and gentlemen, we are live. What is going on, everybody? How are you guys doing? How's everybody doing tonight? All right. We're just going to give it a minute, make sure that we got everything going here. Let me get all the screens and everything going. Let's go over here. All right. Here we go. All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Is the audio coming through good, everything? I just like to do the test kind of before we get started here. All right, so we got everything going here. Let me just check on the health real quick. All right. Got this one going. This one going. All right. All right, guys, we'll get started here in 1 sec. Let me just run through all this real quick. Make sure we are good to go. All right, I think we're live. I think we're doing something a little bit different here. You know, have you been with us the last couple streams? You'll notice that we're trying something a little bit different. And yeah, hopefully you guys like it here. So let me move this one around. Go. There we go. Okay. All right. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so tonight's topic, what we're going to be talking about here is we're going to talk about how to get started with SEO and how to start kind of approaching SEO as a beginner. And really what we're going to cover is we're going to cover a couple different topics. So we're going to cover in terms of being like a blog for like a blogger, somebody who wants to set up a blog. Hey, what's going on, Sweetums? That's all right. I got you over here. That's all right. No worries. I know we're trying to figure it out here too. So no problem at all. So we're going over some SEO and trying to figure out if you're either a blogger or SEO for YouTube, or we're gonna just go over. There you go. Sweetums is everywhere. Every chat, every chat. Hey, how's it going, Buita? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Really appreciate it. So, all right, who's ready for some SEO here? All right, here we go. Thank you guys so much for popping in. Really appreciate it. All right, so if you guys go to the main, I want to show you real quick what we got. So we're gonna go to the main channel here, and I want to show you, if you're a little confused as to what's going on with the streams here, let me show you what we got, just in case you're on a strange stream. So let's take a look here. So I just want to make sure, can you guys see that? So we got these different streams. We're trying to kind of come up with the best combination. So we have, so number one, if you guys can see my screen, number one, we're going to be doing mobile live, which is on the mobile right here on the phone. And then we have the big screen, which is the second one, which is my desktop here. So if you want to see the desktop, you got to go over and check on that one. And then the third one is going to be the split screen. So that's a split screen of me, the video on the top, and the desktop on the bottom. So you got a ton of choices when you come here. So if you click on one that you're not happy with, just click on a different one, and we'll figure it out here. So let me actually come in here and take a look. Okay, all right, this is the only way I can see myself, so there we go. So how are you guys doing tonight? How's everybody doing? We are going to get started here in just one moment. Okay. Let me just open up this last, whoops, not that one. There we go, that's fine. Okay. All right, all right. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. You guys are more than welcome to sub if you'd like to. So we are if you're new here, if you've never seen us or heard of us before, we are basically we teach people how to make money online with a full-time job. A lot of different ways to make money. So we talk about affiliate marketing, we talk about blogging, we talk about print on demand, we talk about side hustles, we talk about a little bit of everything. So we're gonna start tonight. Um, I'm really happy you guys are here. We're gonna start tonight here, taking a look at the blog. So here's a blog website that I created. So when we talk about SEO, so what does that mean? So search engine optimization. So basically, when you think of it in a traditional sense, you think about wanting to be on the front page of Google, right? Yeah. Hey, Bawita, how you doing? Yeah, trying to get back in the swing of things. Definitely. So when you think about like search engine optimization, we're thinking about you want to rank on the first page of Google. So that's just one part of SEO. SEO can be a combination and is a combination. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, the drink is it's just water, water in a mug. So thank you, Serpentine. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So when you think about SEO, obviously it's only, it's not just like keywords, it's not just titles and tags and that kind of thing. There's a lot that goes into it, more than just ranking on the first page of Google. So we're going to go through and we're going to take a look at the number one tool that I use personally for searching for keywords and just basically getting my SEO and figuring out not only just the topics that I want to talk about, but how am I going to structure it? Not only in a blog sense for like a as far as posting articles, but coming up with titles, not only for the blog but for YouTube as well, and it also works for any other kind of side hustle online. Um, this tool that we're going to be using is not is totally free, and thanks so much, Freedoms. The tool is totally free, and you guys can totally check it out if you want. There's a link in the description, so if you want to check it out, to vidIQ. So, all right, so we're gonna start here with the blog, right? So we're looking at a blog, and basically what we're doing is we're gonna start at the very top. So when you think about SEO, we want to think in the very beginning. So before you even write your article, you want to come up with that keyword. So what are you going to actually write about? So you need to have an idea or a topic of something that you're going to write about. So we're going to assume that you already have a niche, that you already have your niche covered, and you know what you want to write about. So you have an underlying niche or a topic. So for example, the blog here is about the outdoors. So basically it's called Love Nature Review. So loving nature, being outside. So outdoors, nature, that's the niche that this blog is in. So we're going to kind of drill down from there. So anything that had to do with outdoors and nature, that's what I'm actually going off of as far as creating these articles and writing these articles. And diving a little bit deeper, we're actually utilizing affiliate marketing within these articles as well. So not every article. There are a lot of information articles which just strictly contain information that do backlinks, link back to other articles, or like interlink to other articles, both on the blog itself and outside to like Wikipedia, some different information kind of sources, website sources. So when we think about this title right here. Does anybody know? Can anybody pick out um, what you think might be the keyword? Thank you, you too, Serpentine. Appreciate it. Yep, yep. Sweetums got it. So, yep, nature. Nature is one of the keywords, and then um, another one of the keywords is trail cameras. So those are the two. Those are the two keywords basically that we kind of go off of. So, hey, Buita, why you banned in Amazon? So actually, I'm gonna hit pause on talking about this real quick. So that actually was a different video of the 5 ways that you can prevent yourself from getting banned on Amazon. So I actually didn't get banned. I was trying to do a tutorial where I showed people how to not get banned. So you have these 5 main ways to not get banned on Amazon. So you have to follow, their terms and conditions. So definitely go check that video out if you are doing Amazon Associates or Amazon affiliate marketing to find out what you shouldn't do in order to stay, yeah, in order to stay on the good side, on the up and up. So, um, okay, so trail cameras, and then Sweetums is right, trail cameras and nature, both for the keywords. So that's what we're going to cover. So how did I come up with these keywords? So you can start thinking about words that you might want to use, but I'm going to introduce you to this tool. So the tool that I like to use is called vidIQ, and it's totally free. So we're going to start by coming up with, typing in those 2 keywords, and we'll go through the graph and what it means and kind of the search volume and explain it. So we're gonna type in, we'll do trail cameras. Okay, so you guys can see as it is by itself. So what we're looking at here is a keyword at the very top, and definitely feel free to, kind of interrupt as long as it's on topic. You guys can, ask any questions, do whatever you like. Um, Let me just pop over here real quick, make sure I'm not missing any other chats. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's go back over here. All right. All right, so Surams asked, do different keywords have different scores? Yep, they definitely do. So it really is going to depend on what the actual word is, how um, is it a trending keyword, or is it something that is really common that a lot of people are searching for? So basically, what we can see here is if you look at trail cameras, in the very middle you get an overall score. So you can see it says 57 right here. So basically what that means is 57, the highest score is going to be 100. So if that color in the background, see how it's kind of like yellow? If that color in the background goes to green, that you know that that is a good keyword. That's a keyword that's worthy of actually using, on your blog article, or maybe for a title, or something like that. So you really want to kind of keep like a running, almost kind of like a database or like a Google Doc of all your keywords that are going to pertain to. We'll just stick with the blogging right now, and then we'll move into like YouTube and other things a little bit later. So as far as blogging goes, we're thinking about what to write for an article. This article that I wrote. So 57 is the score. So as you can see, the search volume, and this is all per month. So there's about 634 searches per month, which sounds like a lot, but when you think about, there's millions upon billions of people, um, you definitely, that could get a lot higher. Or it should be a lot higher. So you want something that's going to be low. So the word low, see how the competition is low? There's like a little green. So yes. Whoa, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Thank you so much. So we got quite the show going on here tonight. So we are trying to live stream 3 different ways to see what works best for the channel. So awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So um, if you guys on this chat right here, if you can't see the screen, you can go to the main channel page and you can select a different live stream option. If you click on live, there's 3 different options. So if you want to see what I'm doing on my screen, you can stay in this one, but also click on another one so you can see the screen to follow along. So you can see the competition on this one is 20.95. So that's pretty low. So anything in the green. Okay, Sweetum says your laptop screen doesn't show in mobile. Okay, so on mobile, Sweetums, it's only because it's my phone, it's only going to be my face. So the mobile one is just my face. The one that says Shorts Live is going to be my face up top, and then my screen on bottom. And then the big one is going to be, the full screen is going to be the other one. Let me cut this down. Okay. Whoa, so you're on the one with just my face, right? And that's where the audio is better? Yeah, I wonder if it has something to do with like streaming 3 different ways. So we're just trying something new, see what happens here. So as you can see on this particular live here. Okay. All right, no worries. So on this specific keyword, the competition is 20.95, which is good. So you want it to be low as far as the competition, which means how many people are actually using this keyword. And you have the combination of like the search volume with the competition. So search volume again is how many people per month is searching for it, and then competition is going to be how many people are actually using it, putting in articles, putting the word in, titles, that kind of thing, blog articles. So you want to have a good mix of both. So if you can find, okay, sounds good. Thanks, Will. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. So if you want a good mix of both, then it's going to be, you want to have like green on both. So green on the search volume and then green also on the competition. So if we go over here to related keywords, it'll actually tell you which ones are related. So they might not exactly have the same words, but they could be very similar. Okay. Okay, got it, Sweetums. Got it, thank you. So, real quick, I think it might be clear here because my cell phone is right here in front of me. But up here, I know you guys can't see it obviously, but there's a webcam for the other 2 lives, and I probably just need to talk a little bit louder so it's a little more clear. I really appreciate you guys sticking with me. I'm just trying something new, trying to figure out, you know, the best way to give you guys the best experience. So I appreciate it. There's a little learning curve here for me. So anyway, let's move on. So as you can see down here, anything that says overall right here, overall is the overall score. So anything in green, there's going to be the numbers in green. So for example, you can see trail camera versus trail cameras. One's plural, one's singular. So if you click on that one, just searching that has significantly higher search volume than the other one. So the search volume on trail cameras with an S had it was like 678 per month. But if you take away the S and just do trail camera, it's got roughly 13,100 searches. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's got 13,100 searches a month, which is a lot more than just that 600, right? So, and then the competition on this one is very low. So if you look in the middle, the overall score is going to be 70. So the background color of the overall score is green. You definitely want to look for that. So let's go back over here to the the blog article. So we can even just take off this S, and that would increase the search volume just on this title alone. So yep, definitely, that's a great idea. Well, I seriously, I've been talking about that, man, for so long. I'm like, I just need to break down and get it. I mean, because it's nobody's gonna want to watch or participate if the audio is really bad. So I appreciate it, man. Definitely. Absolutely. So, all right. So if we go down, basically when you're creating like the intro of the article itself, um, you're gonna want to spread out the keywords themselves. That's right. That's right, Sweetums. You want to spread out the keywords themselves. So um, you don't want it to be like they call it keyword stuffing. So you don't want them to all be like in a cluster right at the very beginning, because obviously that's going to look really spammy. It's not going to work, and um, chances are, your pages or your articles, your posts may not even get indexed by Google if they're deemed as spammy. So we want to make sure that they're not they're not sitting there like all in this cluster of all the keywords. Plus, if it doesn't sound like a human wrote it, if it sounds very robotic, or if it doesn't even make any sense, then that's just as bad, I think, because nobody's going to want to read it. Nobody's going to want to actually go through and read the article. So, but okay, so in this article, I went and through and I kind of traded off. So I did either trail camera or trail cameras, so I could basically capitalize on both of those keywords. So one with the S and one without the S. So when it comes to SEO, I mean, you can tell. So having the keyword in your title is obviously huge. And I'm going to jump over here. I want to show you guys behind the scenes what it looks like um, when you start putting together and designing an article. So I'm going to show you the back end here of what it looks like for like a ghost article. So Ghost, if you're not familiar with it, Ghost is a platform, kind of like Wix, Squarespace, Wix, all those other hosting platforms. They're all basically the same, but this is the back end of Ghost, just so you can see what it looks like. Hey, Bookie, how you doing? It's so good to see you again. How are you? Okay, where was I? I got lost. Oh yeah, the back end. Okay. All right, so I got to keep up on this water. All right, so this is the back end. So this is what the dashboard, basically like the dashboard and the back end of Ghost itself, the platform looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through each step, and you guys can definitely feel free to ask questions wherever you are on the live, whatever live you're on. So uh, definitely feel free to ask questions. So in the very top right, you can see where it says post settings. So this is where all the settings are for the particular article itself. So when you create a brand new article, this is all going to be blank. So this right here, the post URL, is going to be right after the domain. So let's just make it easy. So you can see the domain is lovenaturereviews.com. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can see that the domain is lovenaturereviews.com, but we'll just call it Google, um, just so it's easier. So google.com is a domain. So anything after google.com, there's going to be a slash. So, and that's going to be where you have your keyword. So you want to obviously have dashes in between each of the words of the keyword. So this particular one, the keyword for this article itself is trail cameras for security. So it's 4 words. So if we go back over here, we're going to type that in. So we're going to do trail cameras for security. And we're going to see how that looks. Alright, so the search volume for the keyword trail cameras for security is about 742 a month, which is pretty low, but the competition is very, very low at 18. So it's really important to have your keyword as basically like the end of the URL. So I just want to make sure, does that make sense, you guys? Like you want to fit your keyword as many places as you possibly can without, and I don't mean in the article, but in the title, you want it to be the URL basically at the end. That way you can make sure that that's basically beefing up the SEO for Google if they wanted to come by and crawl your page and decide whether or not they were going to index it, because ultimately Google is the one. They're the final say, basically, if it's going to be indexed. So what index means is it going to show up in the Google search results, and that's ultimately what you want, right? So if a site doesn't show up in Google search, um, nobody's going to be able to find it. So because if you can't search for it, it's not going to show up. So down here you can see publish date and then the tag for technology. So you can create whatever tag you like. It's really important though to keep all of your articles in the same, like if you're talking about like a sub niche now. So you talk about outdoors and nature, that's your main niche. So if you want to niche down, technology was my sub niche. So basically anything that has to do with nature, but also is in the technology niche as well. Um, that has to do with nature. So you can see how it like funnels down. So basically all the articles right now are about technology that has to do with nature. So, and then post access is public, and then the excerpt is basically like that's kind of the mini version of like a synopsis of what you might be able to what you're going to get out of the article. So let me go back. So this right here would be the excerpt. So right below the title, and this is just how Ghost and this particular theme kind of structure it, but um, that's kind of what the excerpt is like a little kind of glimpse, a little, you know, kind of like a little preview of what the article is about. So, all right, so Bookie asks, do you have to use a research tool for keywords, or can you just think of what people would type in looking for in your article and basically get it right? So, yeah, that's a good question. So, Bookie, I would say you definitely can. I mean, you definitely can do this without a keyword research tool, but you really want to make sure that you're kind of laser focused and you're utilizing and you're really taking advantage of the right keywords, meaning they have the most search volume. You don't want to just kind of pick a word out of the air if you're not really sure if people are searching for it or not. So um, that's kind of the thing is you want to make sure that the keyword that you're choosing is being searched for, so it has search volume, but also you want to see the use, like the usefulness of a keyword research tool will tell you how competitive it is versus, you know, is there a lot of people searching? So the answer is kind of yes and no. I mean, you definitely can. Yes, you can do it without a keyword research tool, but I think if you want to cut away some of the learning curve and cut some of the I think the trial and error as far as like if your article may or may not get picked up, because if you just kind of type in some keywords that you think but they're not really like high search volume, then I think that's kind of where you might run into some issues, you know. So hey Buita, so is there a day or night? um I'm not sure what the question is. I'm sorry, can you like kind of rephrase that? So I would say, Bookie, that's a great question. Would you use broad keywords first? I would say you can use broad keywords for sure, like within the article, but also at the same time. Um, I would use more like both long tail and short tail keywords. So basically things that are all kind of, you know, broad but detailed at the same time. Oh, okay. What? Sorry. What time is it for you? It's 8:50 p.m. for me right now. So does that kind of answer the question, Bookie? Sorry, I was trying to phrase it in a way that, you know, it's kind of a little bit of both. Um, oh, I'm in the United States. Okay, perfect. You're welcome, Boogie. All right, so if we go down, it's going to show you the author on the side, on the right side, and then it shows you the template, which is default, which is what you want. Um, and then if we go down, it's going to give you a couple different features that you can actually go through. So post history is basically, it'll take you through if you've changed or edited the post itself. It'll give you like a running total of what you've changed and when you've actually changed it, so you can go back and you can reference what you've changed. So As we go down, as you can see, right here you have the featured image. Always, always, always highly recommend the featured image. Me personally, I like to use JPEGs. At first I was using PNGs, the file. Um, oh, nice. Awesome. Good morning. Good morning to you. At first I was using the PNG files because they're really clear, really crisp, but I realized that that slows things down a lot. So, sorry, just checking all the chat. Hey Kenny, how you doing? You don't see anything on the screen? Hey, do you guys see like if anybody out there is on a different the live stream, can you see my screen? Like not the one that's just me here, but can you guys see the screen? I just want to make sure. Okay. Okay, no worries. Sorry. Only the shorts has it. Oh man. Okay, thank you, Sweetums. Dang, for 30 minutes I could have had this on right here. I had to make this change. Sorry, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to figure this out. I apologize, you guys. I didn't have the right button hit for 31 minutes. Seriously. Okay, I think we got it. My apologies. I had the wrong thing. I was still on full screen. So that should be good now. Okay. All right. So going down. That's what happens. I mean, this is live. This is live. This is live. So I'm still trying to figure this out. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. And I'm sure the people that rewatch this are going to be like, what the heck is going on? He's not sharing anything. That's okay. That's all right. We'll figure it out for the next one. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Let's move on here. I totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, so, okay. So you have the featured image, and what I was doing before was I was uploading as PNGs, but I realized that it was slowing down the page load time for the website. So I switched everything over to JPEGs. So, and that's something that I would actually go and do in Canva. So let's see. All right, Bookie. So the mobile live should be me talking, just me, no screen. Um, the regular one should be like a full screen computer of my monitor, and then the shorts live in the title should be me on top and then the screen on the bottom. Let me just double check real quick. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. So another thing that yeah, I want to make sure we got everybody situated here. So um, right here, down here, you can type in a caption for the featured image. So usually what I would like to do is find an additional keyword that we can use for this. So maybe like cabin, that kind of thing. Um, Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Buita. You have a great day as well. Thank you. I appreciate your support. Thank you. So as you can see down here, there's a cabin here, there's like leaves. So what I would do is I would go back to vidIQ and search for something we can type in as far as the caption. So you can either do it here and it's going to show up underneath the image if you type it, or what you can do is if you click on Alt, so there's a little button that says ALT. Um, Click on that, and this is where I typed in the keyword, and this is hidden. So this is basically called an alt tag. Sorry, I can't talk. Alt, ALT, alt tag, and that doesn't show. So, I mean, what I mean is it doesn't show under the picture. So that's an additional way for you to add SEO to your blog article. So, and even SEO is not just keywords, right? So when you're doing a blog article, you want to make sure different headers, like header sizes, in terms of H1, H2, H3. You want to have a good mix of those different font sizes too. So one thing that I learned over the course of kind of doing the blog stuff is trying to make it as almost like a minimalist, but throw in a lot of visuals as best you possibly can to kind of break up the flow. Because some people really like to just sit there and kind of read articles, but yeah. So Sweetums asks, why do you need different font sizes? So the reason is because when you're ranking a page on Google, when Google goes to index, there's certain levels of almost like criteria. So one of them is when you're talking about competitors, how many pictures does a similar niche page, how many pictures do they have on their article? Like, what's the word count? How many words do they have in their article? Do they have a bunch of header, the different font sizes to make it more, I guess, pleasing to the eye and more interactive? Because you really want the headers to be like, okay, this is a main point of the article itself. So that's why this is bold right here, because this is the title. So the title always goes at the top, and that's the one that's going to obviously show up at the top of the article. So, and then of course we have the pictures. So I just used I used a little gallery feature built in a Ghost, so you can add as many pictures as you want and just kind of. I got these off Unsplash or Pexels, one of those two, because I love going to either one of those. Just for free images, high quality images. So nope, I would say actually, Sweetums, I would actually say it actually does the opposite. It actually, I think, helps discoverability, just because when Google crawls web pages, they basically compare not just traffic, traffic like people that go to different blog sites or blog articles, but at the same time, what is the number of like words in the article, the structure, how many pictures, like it basically boils down to, do people stay on the article and read it versus do they just take a look at it, skim down, and then go off of it. So it's kind of like YouTube in a sense, to where Google is looking for somebody to actually stay on the article and read it, and they can actually track, like, as far as if someone clicks on it, like how much time they spend on the article. I've tried to find some sort of insight into that. I don't know if you can actually see that within Google Analytics or not, but I know that's part of the whole equation of SEO for a blog article, that kind of thing. So then we go down and basically we get into the kind of the meat and potatoes, if you will, of the article itself. So you want to have, not just an intro, but also a really leading, something to really capture and engage whoever's reading this. So that's why the different font size. So this separates this kind of body of text. So basically, it's a different description. It's a descriptor, sorry, of, okay, we're going to go into the trail camera basics for this right here. So it kind of separates the different sections on the article. So it's not just like text, 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 that sort of thing. You want to have some kind of delineator, like, making it a little bit separate. So how are you guys doing so far? I know there's a lot going on here. How's everybody feeling about this so far? Yep, so Sweetums asks, so you just need to build a sort of a visual hierarchy. That's a great way to put it. So, and really there's not a 100% right or wrong way to do it. It's really just what you think would be visually appealing to the reader, the viewer, whoever comes to your site. So yeah, it's definitely something to where you want to have them be engaged. So you kind of throw pictures in there. You might throw some video. I mean, obviously you want to be careful with the video. Make sure there's no copyright issues with any video that you're throwing on there. But then, of course, the information itself, You want to make sure the information is accurate, because if you throw up a bunch of false information or lies or that kind of thing, that's not going to help you either. So you want to make sure that not only is it accurate, but also there's that kind of human touch or human element to it, because if somebody reading this, they're going to be like, yeah, it sounds like AI wrote this, that kind of thing. So you don't want them just to be like, oh crap, this is an AI article and there's no thought or no human, you know, human kind of emotion coming through as far as writing it. So, all right. So Sweetums asked, if you use a template, you don't really need to think about font sizes, though, right? I would say no. Yeah, you're right. So if you use a template that kind of has everything already kind of like broken down and parsed out, I wouldn't think that you need to worry about the font sizes. So everything, all the text itself, whether it's paragraph or bullet points that you can see, this all can be normal, like regular font size. But it's really just the header, the new sections as you're going down. So we're gonna keep going down. So if you're wondering why there's certain words that have an underline, so basically what that is that's backlinking or interlinking. So creating a link from the article that you're currently working on to another article that's either yours or a different article. And that basically helps to build up the authority. Like, it's called like topical authority when you are able to build a link not only within your own blog itself. So let's say you have 5 posts on your blog, and every blog article itself links to a different article, meaning you created, like, you can see this says, but how do they work? So if you hover over this, it'll go to a different article. So the importance of that is to really just show Google that everything is all interconnected. So you're building up what Google calls your topical authority. Okay, let me just check this chat over here. Okay. Yeah, these are great questions, Sweetums. So it's really important to, one of the things that I learned, I think, I don't want to say too late, but I didn't really implement early on, um, is this interlinking between the different articles on your site. So that's really, really important. So if you're looking to get into blogging, um, think about this as part of like your SEO checklist. You want to interlink, or backlink or interlink, same thing, internal link, um, different articles together, as long as there's some similarity. So this is about trail cameras. You don't want to interlink something about basketball. It just doesn't make any sense. So it has to basically be in the same niche, the same kind of subtopic. So, all right, Bookie says, and that way you keep them reading longer and clicking more affiliate links. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to be able to have, I would say, number one, you want people on your article, reading your article as long as they possibly can. So, and not just doing like one of those, kind of like skimming through it as fast as you can. So you want to make sure that they're sitting there, they're reading it. And granted, I mean, as far as I know, obviously there's no way to know if somebody is actually literally reading it line for line. But it's if you make it simple and easy to follow, that's kind of why I put bullet points right here. So just so it breaks up my points or my thoughts a little bit clearer, and especially with the basics. Okay, so Bookie said, is there a way to track how long people stay on your site before they click out? So I know there's some third-party tools that you can use to kind of track, to like integrate. Some of these platforms, I know Ghost, the one that I use personally, Ghost doesn't have any kind of tracker as far as like how long people are on each individual page. But I think Google might, once your articles start getting indexed, Google might they have like a free tool called Google Analytics. And actually, I had it set up, but then I moved to a different host, so it's not currently set up. But I think that goes in it. Basically, what you do is you would link your domain and link everything with your blog, so it can really crawl everything on the blog, crawl every page, that would probably be where I would start, is Google Analytics. Um, as far as like seeing what it might track. But I know that there's third-party tools that can definitely do that for sure. And that the importance of that, the significance of that, is to see, okay, people are clicking off this. Um, why are they clicking off? I mean, is the article too short? Is it boring? Is there not enough information? Is it something that is not, I guess, keeping people engaged? Is there not enough pictures, not enough videos, that kind of thing. So, um, yeah, for sure. So Freedom says I've seen plugins on WordPress to track how long they stay. Yeah, definitely. So WordPress is definitely one of those like super customizable, kind of like tools platforms that you can just take and like you can just add a bunch of things, a bunch of different layers on top of the blog, which is awesome. So it's definitely really a personal preference as to which way you go, what platform you use, and kind of how you get there. There's definitely no right, there's no wrong answer. But so yeah, so Sweetums asked, what about the blogs that stuff their site with so many ads that you can barely read the article anymore? Do you recommend that? I definitely would not recommend ads of any kind, even Google ads, for quite a while until your traffic. So let me back up. You want to make sure first off that your page by itself, your pages, your posts, load very quickly. Um, and the best way to do that I found is a free tool. It's called GTmetrix. So it's called gtmetrix.com. And basically, what you would do is you type in your URL, and it's going to test the website speed. So, kind of going back to what Sweetums was asking is, we've all seen these, right? We've all seen these websites that you go and you're trying to read like, an article. There's a picture, then there's an ad, then there's a picture, then there's like one line of text, and you're like, and on top of that, sometimes they have like pop-ups and all that kind of thing, and it it totally destroys like the viewing experience, let alone the reading experience. So you just click off. So I think what they're trying to do, that particular website, those kind of sites, what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to just click on the ads to make money. But I don't see how that's sustainable if the user experience is horrible, right? If nobody wants to be on the site because you can't read anything, then I don't see how that's beneficial. So all you have to do here for GT metrics is type in the URL. So we're going to type in the URL right here for the blog, and it's going to go through and it's going to scan. It takes a little bit, not too long. Let's see. Maybe I need to take out this. Let's try this. Okay. Oh, it would help if I spelled it right. If I spelled my own domain right, that would help. Oh, cool. You use WordPress. How do you like it? There we go. Awesome. So, in terms of WordPress and the learning curve, and what you actually need to, the skills. If you're not really like tech savvy and you're not really familiar with, do you think it's good for like a super beginner to actually go through and use WordPress? I mean, just in your opinion, I mean, or do you need some like technical skills? Do you think to start using WordPress? Cool. No, that's cool. Yeah, you can get themes that are easy. That's cool. I mean, I think that's a great way to start. And I know WordPress is like for a long, long time, and even I mean, it still is top notch. I mean, it's one of those platforms that just I know a ton of people that use it. So, oh, nice, Sweetums, Themify themes, highly, highly recommend. That's awesome. That's cool. So I've seen. So have you guys heard of Envato? Envato Elements. It's a website that has a bunch of different things. You know, website themes. There's overlays for like streaming, that kind of thing. There's graphics. There's all kinds of stuff. Oh, they are. They're bloated. Okay. Yeah, definitely. Well, we want to stay away from those. I heard about them. I haven't actually tried Envato, but those are just one of the other big ones that I've heard of. Yeah, if they're bloated, then definitely, yeah, definitely like stay away from that. Or if you're going to use it, just try to, do the trial and error of what makes sense to you, what works for you. So, oh, that's not good. All right, Sweetum says they bog down your site with a bunch of extra stuff. See, that's not good either. So if you're running through and you're trying to do a speed test, kind of like this, and you have a performance grade of maybe a C or a D, to where it takes such a long time for it to load, um, that's going to directly impact the user experience too. So if somebody is going to your website, and keep in mind, this whole live stream we're talking about SEO, so you want the user experience to be top notch. If you're waiting for your website to just load, tick 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 down and load, and the images to load, and it's just sitting there spinning, that plays into SEO as well. So SEO is more than just keywords. It's a whole kind of package of putting these different layers together to create this experience, basically. Okay, so I want to talk you guys through this real quick, this tool. So GT metrics grade. So you can see there's an A right here. So obviously you want to go for an A, like in school, right? You want to go for an A. It breaks it down, performance and structure, and if you highlight over it, it'll give you a sense of kind of what they're looking for. So your structure score is like a proprietary assessment of Lighthouse, which is the platform that runs it. That's a tool that runs in the background, Lighthouse. Um, and it represents like how well your page is built for optimum performance. So, and of course over here the web vitals, basically what you want to look for, anything in green. So you see how the text is green. Anything in green, you're going to be in good shape. So, and you don't have to even do it like the main site itself. Um, yeah, Bookie, great question. So if you get a low score, how would you even begin to troubleshoot for optimum performance? So what you can do is, of course, like everything else, right? I mean, I actually have an account, but it's on a different browser. But you can create a free account, and it's going to walk you through these different tabs right here. So performance, structure, waterfall, video. So it's going to walk through everything as far as your website, either if it's the full website like we typed in. We didn't type in like an individual blog article. So it's going to go through it. It'll break it down. It give you a summary here, and then performance, structure, waterfall. So once you create a free account, I've done it before. It's just that if I have Chrome, the live stream bombs out. Um, so yeah, so Bookie asks, what's a waterfall? So waterfall, this is like in a gist. Waterfall is a chart that is built into this GT metrics site, and here's what it looks like. So basically, what it is it kind of breaks it down. Um, it's really hard to see, so I apologize. It breaks it down into the individual um, details of what is taking the most time or the most space. So I would say, okay, so Bookie asks, how long does it take to fix the errors roughly? I would say if you're pretty technically advanced, somewhat on like not a really new kind of like green, but if you're like medium level technical, I think you could probably, I would say, depending on how bad it is or how low the score is, I would say within a couple days, maybe a full day, if you know what to look for and you kind of understand the information and the data they're trying to give back to you. So I would say a couple days, honestly. Probably a couple days to fix the errors, unless it's something like your images on your site are like all PNGs and they're just like dragging down the speed. Then you'd have to probably go back to whatever your photo editor was and either convert them over to JPEGs or maybe use like tiny PNG, a site where they can kind of shrink your images a little bit just to make the page load speed a little bit quicker. So yeah, waterfall in a sense is just like a chart, and it breaks down all the details of the page load speed, but it breaks it down into very individual. Like you can see here, I know it's hard to read, but it says like the sidebar, the reports. It breaks it down into the individual elements actually on the website. So yeah, I mean, I would say it's always good to learn how to fix. Um, hey, Taran, how you doing? It's always good to learn how to fix your blog yourself, unless you just want to create the articles and have somebody else who's a little more technical do it. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, but for me personally, I kind of like to get in and get my hands dirty, that kind of thing, and actually learn what goes on the flip side of like in the back end of the website. To really kind of get a full picture of, especially if you're doing this for like an online business, you really want to understand all the inner workings of not just writing the articles, but also on the back end how to make your page load speed, the page load quicker, whether it be images, whether it be some kind of Java or some kind of other elements that are on the page that are slowing it down. So really understanding how it works to run a blog as a whole, I think is super important. But that's not going to happen overnight. That's going to take time, and you just have to kind of, you got to kind of learn as you go. All right, so Sweetums asks, what is the barrier of entry for running a blog? Learning curve, do you need a course? So I got to be completely honest. I think if you've never done it before and you don't know how to write articles and you're not familiar with like the structure and the layout, and especially if you are not necessarily super like good at copywriting or cultivating putting together articles, I think the learning curve is pretty steep, to be completely honest. Um, hey Taran, how you doing? The learning curve is really steep, and I say that because there's a lot more to it than just kind of going into like chat gpt and having it spit out like an article and then thinking that that's good enough to actually like rank on Google. But I think there's a fine line between needing to get a course and quite honestly just watching YouTube, videos on YouTube about certain topics, um, or even just going back to the basics and saying, how do you start a blog, or what is the fundamentals for starting a blog, and just start going down the rabbit hole of these different videos that you find on YouTube. And I think that's where I would probably start. If I had to do it over again, I would start on YouTube. I actually got a course I was in a community and thing, and there are some good points, good things that I learned and that kind of thing, and there's a camaraderie and that sort of thing. Um, there are some parts that were lacking, but you don't really know that until you actually get in and you kind of do some digging around. But I would say the learning curve is steep if you don't have any experience with a blog, and but you don't necessarily need a course unless you want to kind of fast track it. But then you're kind of taking a gamble on, is the course, A, is it legitimate, but B, how much does it cost, that kind of thing. So what kind of value are you getting out of the course? So those are all kind of pieces of the puzzle that you got to kind of figure out, for yourself. So yeah, that's a great video idea, Sweetums. Thank you. Top 10 things I would do if I were to start a blog today. Definitely. I'm going to definitely write that down for sure. That's a great idea. Yeah, and I think that's super helpful because it's really practical, it's really realistic, especially if you have someone that actually went through and they actually have like an active blog. I mean, I haven't wrote on here in a little while, but it's still active. It's still up and running. It still has affiliate links all over the place. So um, yeah, definitely. YouTube is definitely a great source of information, especially for free. So and that's the thing is I think you kind of need to approach it with like a little bit of common sense. Like everything else, you got to see, does this sound too good to be true? Does this sound like it can't happen or whatever the case may be? So you really need to make sure that you're kind of going with, you know, you kind of taking everything with a grain of salt until you actually try it yourself. So okay. All right, so I'm gonna flip back over here actually over to vidIQ real quick. Um, yeah, so Bookie asked, do you still generate revenue from the affiliate links on your blog? So I do. I do occasionally. Some of the articles have been de-indexed just because of the way that they were kind of written originally. Um, I was kind of mentioning as far as like, I didn't really do like the internal linking, and I didn't do, um, a lot of the affiliate side of thing. It was more, I think, kind of just thrown together. There wasn't really much strategy put in there because they were kind of done in the beginning, when I first started. But yeah, but I definitely, every now and then I'll get commissions through Amazon. So yeah, that's a good question, Sweden. So what does de-index mean? So de-index basically means that Google stops, um, they stop basically like showing your your website, your blog article, whatever it is, in the search results for Google. So if somebody's typing in trail cameras for security, if I had an article on that and it's de-indexed, that means it's not going to show up when somebody types in certain, not certain, but when someone types in keywords, my article will not be shown to anybody. And there's a variety of reasons for why it would be de-indexed. It doesn't have enough high quality information in it. People aren't staying on the article long enough. They just don't get any value. Maybe Google thinks it's spammy, possibly the way it's written. Maybe it seems like it's really like extra AI written. So that was always the challenge for me. The number one challenge was trying to get as many articles indexed as I could so where they would show up in the search results. And then on top of that, you want to keep making them better. And then you have like competition from everybody all over the place. So just because you write an article and you have some good keywords in there that rank high, it doesn't mean that you're going to be number one. So yeah, so can you re-index old links or would you just write new articles? So you basically you can submit articles or posts to be indexed to have Google go and crawl. The biggest frustration though is that it doesn't happen overnight. It could take weeks, it could take months for Google whenever it does its crawl like cycle to actually go in there and start crawling. So you really don't know Google's timeline. You can submit it and then it'll go off and Google will crawl it whenever it comes back around. And it has its own, like, I'm not even sure when it is, like when it is during the month. So yeah, so Sweetums asked, so it's kind of like a nonstop grind. Does it ever become passive income? I would say it does. It definitely can become passive income for sure. But that's only when you have enough traffic. So enough people that are regularly coming to the website, looking, reading, finding the articles, that kind of thing. Um, and you can see that based on different tools like Google Analytics. But yeah, eventually it could become passive income. But I think I mean, depending on your experience level, it could take years to get to that point. So this blogging is definitely not. I mean, there's no such thing obviously as get rich quick or like a get rich overnight kind of thing. But blogging is definitely, you're in it for the long haul, and it's a slow process because there's so much to learn about all the different ways to structure articles and that kind of thing, along with SEO. So Bookie asks, is there a formula for building a successful blog? So there definitely, I think this is almost sort of like kind of like a loaded type question in a sense of like more being like a personal, like there's people that kind of like these kind of SEO gurus, if you will. They think that certain SEO techniques and tactics are going to work, for this year versus another year. So there's a lot of, maybe not misinformation, but there's a lot of conflicting information, I think. So I would say there's not just any one formula for creating a successful blog. I think a lot of it is trial and error, unfortunately. So that part stinks though. Yeah, Kenny. Yep, I do use social media. So I'm on Instagram. So I'm on YouTube, obviously, and then Instagram. Yep. Hey, how you doing? Thanks so much for popping in. So we're talking about SEO and basically learning how the different strategies and some different techniques for SEO, specifically for like blogging, for writing articles. Um, so the tool that we're looking at right now is a free tool. It's called vidIQ, and we're looking at how to do keyword research like through vidIQ. So um, yeah, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys don't mind, wherever you are, whatever stream you're on, if you wouldn't mind hitting the like button, I'd really appreciate that. It definitely does help out the channel. And definitely please consider subscribing too. You guys can come along on this journey with us and be a part of this really awesome community. Okay. Let's check this real quick. Oh yeah, for promoting the blog. Um, yeah, so I have so I really, what I've done to promote the blog is honestly is Facebook and Pinterest. So those are the two ways that I've promoted this blog here. Um, I haven't done it so much recently because I've kind of shifted a lot of my focus over to YouTube full time. But yeah, it's definitely out there. So if you search for Love Nature Reviews on Pinterest and Facebook, um, you can find pages for both of those online. So I just want to say I really appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much. Whether you're watching this live or whether you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. We had some technical difficulties in the very beginning. That's okay. It's live. We That's gonna happen until we kind of figure this out and how it works. But yeah, just wanted to say I'm very happy that you guys are here with us. If you haven't checked this out before, definitely feel free to check out the channel and take a look at all the different ways that you can learn how to make money online with side hustles. And yeah, so feel free to check out the videos. We are on our way to monetization. We have about 100 hours left. The goal originally was to meet that by Monday, the end of September. So we'll see if that happens. If you guys would like to help us with that goal, Any videos that you watched, long form, specifically long form videos, we'd greatly appreciate it. So um, I think we might wrap it up here, um, just because it's getting a little late over here. So just want to say thank you again, and definitely, we will absolutely be going live once a week for sure. I'm gonna try to get it and to go a little bit more frequent. So I would like to, between now and Monday, I'd like to go live. Hopefully, I'm shooting for a couple more times. So definitely, if you're not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing. Hit that button, subscribe button, and make sure to turn on that notification bell so you guys will get notified when we go live. So, or we have a long form video. So we just did a video about 15 side hustles that you can do for 2025. So if you haven't seen that yet, feel free to check it out. It's on the main channel page. So thank you again, you guys. I hope you guys all have a good night, good day, wherever you are. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And my voice is actually going out because my water is done. So um, I appreciate you guys very much, and hope to definitely see you guys on the next live. Have a good night and good day, everybody. See ya.